I normally don't shoot 380 ACP, but when I do, I use a Walther. Here we have the Walther PPKS. It's a variation of the Walther PPK that has a pretty interesting history. The Walther PPK was released in 1931. It's a double to single action, fixed barrel blowback design. Its ease of carry and operation caused it to be one of the most popular concealed carry firearms of its time. Police, detectives, civilians, its size and features just appealed to so many people. And of course, the PPK became a pop culture icon when it was popularized by Ian Fleming's James Bond. So why was the PPKS developed when the PPK design was doing just fine as it was? Well, the answer is gun control. Yep, it was the Gun Control Act of 1968. This act restricted the importation of firearms that did not pass a point system. Firearms were assigned points based on certain features: weight, length, caliber, frame construction, and the PPK failed this criteria by just 1 point. To address this, Walther made the gun a little bit bigger and weigh a little bit more. And of course, the Walther PPKS was born. What I really like about this gun is that it holds one additional round compared to the original PPK. And I really do like the way that Walther responds to gun control. What? We can't import this gun anymore? Oh well, we'll just make it better. Good work, Walther. This PPKS was manufactured by Smith & Wesson under the license of Walther. And one of the additions that Smith & Wesson made was the addition of a beaver tail. It keeps me from getting slide bite, so it's an addition that I can really appreciate. Other features include a loaded chamber indicator and a decocker that also activates a safety. Now here's a characteristic that is a double-edged sword. The slide lock is internal. When the last round is fired, the magazine will activate the internal slide lock and hold the slide open. You just load in a new mag, pull the slide, and you're good to go. A benefit of this is that with smaller guns, it's easier to ride your support hand on an external slide lock and prevent the slide lock from functioning. In that case, when the last round is fired, the slide would just close and you wouldn't know that you're empty. An internal slide lock can prevent that. But the great disadvantage to this is that it makes clearing double feed malfunctions a little bit more difficult. For those of you who have ever cleared double feed malfunctions before, you know that locking the slide to the rear will get pressure off the rounds and it makes clearing that malfunction easier. With this gun, you can't do that. Now, I'm not saying that the gun is unreliable. As a matter of fact, this has been a very reliable gun for me and I've experienced no problems with it on the range. But with any semi-automatic gun or any gun that you own, you should always be prepared to clear those common malfunctions that may occur. And a double feed is one that if you own a semi-automatic, you should be familiar with how to clear those. Now, if you're a firearm collector or a history buff, you'll probably have a Walther PPK or a PPKS somewhere in your collection. But what if you're not really a collector? Is this gun still a concealed carry option with its current market competition? My answer is that the PPKS still has its place for concealed carry. Of all the people that I know that carry firearms every day, I do know people who choose to carry the PPKS or its similar competitor, the Burst of Thunder 380. Yeah, these guns are still popular, but why? They're chambered in 380 ACP, a fairly weak round, and they definitely have some weight to them. The PPKS weighs 23.6 ounces unloaded. Well, those two factors can add up to something positive. The gun is easy to shoot. If someone is recoil sensitive, this would be a good option to try. The low recoil causes the gun to snap back quickly on target. Follow-up shots are easy to do, which is good because with 380 ACP, you'll need it. It's an accurate gun despite its very small sights, and I honestly thought I would have a lot of problem with the sights, but I don't. I have more problems just learning the round. Personally, I don't shoot 380 ACP all that often, so when I take this gun out and shoot it, I have to learn where to hold at different distances. And that's just me, not the gun. Now, with smaller guns, the grip size can be a big issue. But don't worry. If you find that the grip is too small for you, you can get grip extensions for the magazines. Now, I myself wear a large size glove, and I just make it so that I feel that I really don't need the grip extensions myself. Just keep in mind that there are extensions out there if you find yourself not getting an adequate grip on the gun. Field stripping the gun for maintenance isn't that bad. You pull the trigger guard down and slightly off center. From there, you pull the slide rearward, tip the back of the slide upward, and then move this whole slide forward. As you can see, it's really simple. And I do like the way that this takedown procedure works. It's nice to have everything in just large major components, and you don't have to deal with those little tiny takedown pins that can get lost. And then you just reverse the process and you're back together. Now for the hard question, is the Walther PPKS obsolete? And if I look at the way that the gun functions, I still cannot bring myself to say that the gun is obsolete. It's a gun that's easy to conceal, it's accurate, has very low recoil, and allows for easy follow-up shots. Is it perfect? No, nothing is. I myself, I'm not a fan of the internal slide lock, but that's really the only thing about this gun that I really don't care for. The PPKS has a lot of good things going for it, and it has outperformed other modern single-stack handguns that I've tried. I believe that the Walther PPKS still has its place in today's market. Anyway, as always, be safe, and thanks for watching.